everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Abomination Goddess podcast. We are happy to have you with us today. With me, as always, I have Casie Halseth. She is the author of Abomination Born. It is a fictional portrayal of her real life experiences with the mystical realms. Her action packed book is just full of lessons and insights and calls for other Abomination Born folks around the world to start connecting, which is what we do with our podcast. She is an award winning public speaker, and I think that you will find by watching this podcast and reading her books that she just effortlessly draws her audience into her world, both in her book and on the stage. So, welcome, Casie. So happy you're here.
Thank you.
My name is Ashley Kim. I am the author of Villainera Goddess. It is a book that I wrote to help women on their journey to set boundaries, build confidence, and heal themselves. It is a very honest and open look at what I went through and the tools that I used to survive my villain era. I went through my journey alone and I wrote this book so you wouldn't have to go it alone. I will be riding this crazy roller coaster with you. So, yay, welcome everybody.
Yay.
Yeah. Okay, I am so excited for our podcast today, and we will start with show and tell like we usually do. And we have a lot of really good things for everybody
I
today.
sent you too much.
I love it. I love it. Um, I am so excited about this. I am going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, and let's see. What do we want to get started with? We have so much.
We could go to the readings, the cards that say I had a reading.
Mhm. Okay. Let's see. Do you want to do
Yeah,
let's
Christie's.
okay,
Sure.
do Christie's first? Yeah.
Do you remember we had Christy Hoffman on the podcast a few weeks back,
Yep,
Radiate
love her.
Wellness? Yes, and she did a reading and it was I had three readings at the Kansas City metaphysical event that I went to this weekend. It was really, really nice. And she did a wonderful reading. And one of the things that she came up with for me was to, in my writing, to call upon some of the authors from the past. And she pulled up a card that was for literary, and
Uh-huh.
it was from Zora Neale Hurston, and she wrote the book Their Eyes Were Watching God, and that happens to be one of my favorite books.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so that was really interesting. That
Yeah.
was really good. So I will use the literature from the past to help with my writing as well.
Mhm. Yeah, that is excellent. I love that idea. Oh, and I love it when stuff like that works out.
Hmm. Now, this lady, Dr. Lena Townsend, uh, I think I might have spelled her name wrong there. Townsend, I think it's a W in there, Town. That's me, I can't spell. Anyway, um, she was just phenomenal. She did the reading in the circle. She put the cards down in the circle.
Yeah.
That's how it doesn't matter how I lay cards down, I see it in my mind as a circle.
Yeah.
And
Do you want
going
me to show
around
that picture?
like the clock. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is so cool.
Going around in a circle. And that's how
Yeah.
she does it, starting at 12 o'clock at the top, or yeah, 12 o'clock at the very top, then one, two, and three on the side, and then six on the bottom, nine over on the far other side, and then the zero is in the center. And then she had the card that sat on the top of the deck. She had that one come up, and that helps you to see what you're going to next, starting off your next spiral,
Mm,
as you go
okay.
around. At
Yeah.
least that's
Okay.
anyway.
So that's
It
the
was,
zero one in the center was the one that was on
yes,
top. Oh,
yes. So depending
wow.
on what card comes up in that position, that's what makes the difference. And you know how
Okay.
I have always done it. This is how I even write my books, is in this spiral form
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
going around once and then going around the second time.
Yep. Oh my
So like the
goodness.
card,
Yes.
the card that's on the deck, which you don't see in this picture, the card that's on the deck then would set the tone for the next spiral going around.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And I was so surprised that she did that. She's been doing it this way for 20 some years. And
Yeah.
and this is how I see every single, I don't care how I lay them down, I see them in my head in a spiral form as a circle with a circle on top. And then sometimes even with a circle on top of that, starting the spiral over again.
Yeah.
I
Wow,
really,
that is so cool. Yeah,
yeah.
I
And
love this.
she said that she'll come on our podcast someday.
Yay.
Yay.
Oh, that would be so exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, she's really neat.
Okay.
And then
What's
the one with the card on it, the business card on it, Heidi Taylor.
this one? Yep.
I had a reading by Heidi Taylor also, and she was really, really good. Her reading was uh, geared toward, well, for me anyway. I'm sure for other people she gears it towards other things, but the whole conversation was on an extremely high level. And it's so seldom that I come across somebody who can converse with me on such a high level. It was just so refreshing.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I bet that
Really,
was.
I really enjoyed it. Yes,
Yeah. Oh,
really
I
enjoyed it.
love that. What
Those
a
are
wonderful
three
testimonial from
masters.
you for
Yeah,
that.
three master readers. It was just
Yeah.
great. Just
Oh, I
just
love it.
great. I was ready
Ooh,
to leave after my readings, and then I thought, oh, I better stay and watch all these classes and do all the things. I was on a high.
yeah. Oh, I love that. Awesome. All right, what do we want to do next?
Let's
Let's
see.
see.
Well, I wanted to go to the uh, believe in. Let's see. Yeah, let's know down here. You are the powerhouse of possibilities.
Hmm.
That one.
Yeah.
You are a powerhouse of possibilities. And that's from your book, page
Yes.
183, Villain Arrogatus.
Hmm.
Everybody's probably read it by now, but you're talking about the fact that you're a powerhouse. Let me read what you have on that. That was so good. Your life is full of amazing things, even in the most mundane moments. Think about what you've been through and what you've accomplished, but mostly think about and remember who you are. You are a powerhouse of possibilities. You are the gentle breeze that follows a terrible storm. You are laughter that bubbles up out of control and impossible not to join in. You're the first bite of triple chocolate, five-layer cake covered in glossy ganache. You're a terrifying protector of those you love. You are the smirk that gives away a story before words can. You are a goddess full of beautiful, horrible, amazing, scary things. But I just
Oh,
love it.
thank
I just
you.
love it.
Oh, I needed that message today.
You're a powerhouse of possibilities. And I had done just before we came on here, I did a reading for myself the same way that Townsend did. I actually put it in the circle form, and
Yeah.
so I made it really easy for myself. I didn't have to
Yeah.
transform anything.
Yep.
And basically, that's what it was saying is that I'm a powerhouse of possibilities.
Oh, oh, I love that. Do you want me to show the picture of your spread from today or?
Sure.
Sure. All right. I just can't get over this. I just love this so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I love this.
And I use the animal totem cards because I'm so familiar with them, and I just have to look at them, and they're like friends, and they tell
Yeah.
me so much. And so
Yep.
the way I read this is I have my key areas, so the center, of course, and it turned out the center came up to be the Fool, which is the center, which is the
Yeah.
beginning. I mean, how did that happen? I mean, I really
Yeah.
did shake the deck up. And then
Yep.
in the 3 o'clock position is the mantis. And the
Mhm.
mantis for me is the beginning of like where Neo takes the red pill in the movie The Matrix.
Mhm.
So at that point, it's going to change. And
Uh-huh.
then over at the 9 o'clock position across from that, I've got the mountain goat, and
Hmm.
that position is the one that you're just like a mountain goat. You're having to take very careful steps and use your little tiny feet to go up the mountain. And that
Yep.
means that you're at that phase, as you go around at that phase, it's getting tricky.
Mhm.
And look at the 12 o'clock position. I've got
Yeah.
the flying squirrel, and all the swords are dangling,
Mhm.
coming out. And the squirrel is dodging all the all the swords that come at him. And
Yep.
then over on the off of it is the next circle going around, which would start with the Queen of Pentacles, and that's the pig.
Mhm. Oh,
And
yes.
she's laying in splendor in her mud hole. And it's like,
Yep.
oh yeah. So if I could just keep going around and doing everything, I'm gonna end up like the pig and be happy.
Yay. Yes, living your best life in the mud. Oh, I love this.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, yeah. I love this. I want to try this later. I just love it so much. What a wonderful idea. Awesome. Okay. Let's see here. Do we want to look at the moon cards next?
Oh, right. That was the believe in the impossible.
Mm.
So here you had said you are the powerhouse of possibilities. And I had
Mhm.
pulled up the card, believe in the impossible. And it made me think, in quantum physics, if you go down to the tiny, tiny quantum level of everything, the things that make up everything is so
Yeah.
small. And we know uh, that it can become something different by our intention. So um, if we believe that something is possible, it can manifest itself. And literally, from a scientific point of view, it can happen. We put our, and so we call that in the frequency. So we can set the tone, which is the frequency. We can set that frequency. So here on one hand, I'm reading about you are a powerhouse of possibilities. And here that I pull out a card, believe in the impossible.
Yes. Oh,
I
I get
just love
chills from
this.
this. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love it. Yeah, this is all so wonderful. What great messages for you today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I have to open this because I simply love this picture of
Isn't it good?
my poop. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna post this if that's okay on social media because
Yes. Yes.
I love it so much. Yeah, this book like gave me so many feelings, or the not the book, sorry, the picture with all of the stones and the bones and the turtle, and yeah. Ooh, I love it.
It's such a good
Okay,
book. It's very, very helpful.
thank you. Thank you. I needed that. This,
Oh,
when we,
yes. Tay the Lion Queen. Okay, I went to her class, and she's just a young girl, well, 29, and she was raised in the metaphysical world, and she's part Paiute Indian as well. And I mean, she's an anthropologist. I mean, she just knows everything. She's just really, really smart. I went to her class last spring as well. But one of the things she was talking about were all the minerals that are in our body and what can deplete them. And I should have been, everybody else, when they went to her class, had notebooks and paper and writing everything down. I should have
yeah.
been doing that. But when she said this, my brain just stopped thinking. She said, when we communicate with the spirit, it drains our copper. And then she stopped and she said, like, if you're online and you're doing a podcast, hello, and you you are talking anything kind of spiritual, that
Mhm.
every single person who watches it, every single thing, it's taking your copper and it's sending it out Your copper is being
Yes.
sent out. So that's why we've been asking, why are we so drawn to copper? And
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes. Wow.
and
Yep.
so like we put the tail of the dragon down into the copper. And
Mhm.
so we have to source it from Mother Earth. Otherwise, we'll,
Yep.
we'll have nothing.
Right. Right. What a great reminder, right? I mean, I don't know, before even reading this and hearing you talk about her, I would have thought, oh no, we're talking about uplifting things like that. But no, everything is an energy exchange, and I
Yes,
don't know,
yes,
I didn't think about it that way. So, oh, this is so helpful. And even I don't know if you remember my first when my book like first came out, the drain that I had from that, and I kind of like am now wondering if it was more like this, um, something
yes.
this level. I don't know, but I don't know, kind of makes sense to me.
Everyone
Um,
who looks at your book,
mhm.
everyone, yes. Now, go back to my the things, my cards that I pulled out for today,
Uh-huh.
because this makes me think of this. In the 4 o'clock position, so 3 o'clock was mantis, 4 o'clock is salamander right there.
Yep.
Well, in the salamander position, don't you know that salamanders can lose their tail
Yes.
and it grows back?
Yep.
And so that's what made me think, okay, our tail has gone down into the center of the earth and we're tapping into the minerals that we need, not only the copper, but all the minerals that we need as we go forward. And
Yep.
sometimes, like the salamander reminds us, is sometimes the tail gets pulled off, but a
Yes.
salamander can regrow its tail. And
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
it takes time, but we have to regrow our tail and get ourselves back connected, grounded to the earth, grounded
Yeah.
to that source.
Yep. Oh, I love that. I feel like
Isn't that fun?
yeah, sometimes I have to regrow my tail a few times before I learn my lesson of where it's getting cut off at, but
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
I love it. Yeah, and I was just even thinking, it was yesterday or this morning of how I do better with anything when I'm tapping into my intuition more. And
Mhm.
the best
Oh,
way for me
yeah.
to do that, yeah, is to stay
You're
on
very
top
good.
of, oh, thank you. Um, but staying on top of whatever rituals or routines keep me in that headspace. And
Mhm.
so when things are going well, I step back out of those routines. Like I don't need them anymore, right? And then I end up flopping, and then I have to get back into it again. So you reminded me of that with the salamander. I've had my tail down in there, I'm doing good, and then I do something that cuts it off, and then I feel like I'm just kind of floating out there by myself for a while. Yeah, this is
And in my
perfect.
reading, it's in the 4 o'clock position. So the 3 o'clock position is like Neo taking the red pill, and then you're in a new world. So in the 4 o'clock position, whenever you go into a journey, there's a lot of excitement and everything from from just before the 1 o'clock position to all the way through up to the 3 o'clock. You're all fired up and ready to go and got all these plans and everything. Then you actually get into this new thing, and the first thing that happens is your tail gets cut off.
Yeah, yeah, yep. Yeah, it's like first thing that happens is you realize it's not what you had planned.
Holy
You gotta,
buckets. And so you gotta start kind of better.
yeah. Oh my gosh, what a good lesson for all of us, really.
Mhm.
I love that. I love it when what we're doing comes together, like it matches kind of, or we can get the messages we need from each other from what we're
Yes,
doing.
yes.
Okay. Was that what we had for
That
you?
was a lot. That was a
Yeah,
lot.
I know
Sorry.
it's, but I loved it. This is what I love about our podcast. Okay, I will jump into, so we went up to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and over to Madison and some other areas because my son was taking scuba diving lessons. And we were driving through this really small town, and there was a kind of sketchy looking store that said rocks and gifts or something like that. So I was like, oh,
Ooh.
we've got to pull over because it's going to be the best store you've ever been in. And it was. And so they had that's kind of blurry. Some dice that was made out of onyx. So I grabbed three because Casie has been rolling dice each day for angel numbers, and I follow it every day on social media to see what she rolled. And I've been wanting to roll it myself, and I've been looking for some special dice and found these. And so I rolled 225. And I just Googled it because I don't have the book that Casie has, but it was a very good message for me today. So life changes you're experiencing will bring you significant benefits. The angels are urging you to continue following this path as it will bring major changes to your life. This also signifies getting rid of the old that no longer adds value to your existence and welcoming the new that will bring joy into it. Let go of bad habits, unhealthy lifestyles, and toxic relationships that make you unhappy. Embrace new and positive opportunities and move forward with confidence. So I really liked this message. I feel like I am at the tail cut off kind of floundering stage. So I was excited to see this. And this is one reason why I really liked just the dice in general and rolling it and seeing what you get. And I think I could do this all day. It was so fun.
It is fun. I like it too.
Yes. Yeah.
And then
Uh,
if a dice falls off, I have a little space that it has to go in. And if it goes outside of it, then I know that it's only two dice that are going to be used.
yes.
Or
Yeah.
maybe
I need to do
sometimes I
that
just
too.
end up with one. And
Yeah.
ah, I love it.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, I do too. Yeah. And I can feel it even when you post your pictures on social media after you've rolled. I can feel it and I'm like, okay, I want that feeling at my house too. So yeah, I love this. I'm so glad that you introduced me to it. So the
And
other
we got it
thing
from
that
Christy Hoffman.
Christy Hoffman, that's right. Thank you. I was trying to remember who you had learned that from. Okay. Yes, we love
Yes.
Christy. And she has podcasts too, so everybody look her up.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Uh, yeah.
Radiant,
Okay.
radiant wellness.
And real life angel encounters.
Right.
She has two.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, I love her. Okay, so the other thing that I'm working on, and I think that a few things I'm working on, but my house and I have been really connecting very well lately, which I like. So my for those who don't know from our podcast, who haven't read the book, my house, I believe, is aware and she's magical and she's amazing. And she talks to me and she lets me know kind of what's going on, to the point where she'll even tell me when to check on my kids, if they're having issues, and I can check in with them and see how they're doing and stuff like that. And so um, I we went for vacation and we had someone else kind of in our house, house sitting, which was amazing, and it helped our dog and very grateful. But there's like little pockets of energy where if that person was having a bad day or a bad thought, it's stuck there. And so, and there is something about walking through those and like picking up the thought, the memory, the conversation, whatever was going on with a whole other person. It's not mine. I don't need to take it. So I found my sage and lavender that I had. I think I picked this maybe just like 3 weeks ago, and it's already nice and dry. And saged, so I say or saged my house and lavendered my house. I guess maybe that's the term I'm looking for. Did that, and it's starting to feel a little bit better. And I did myself as well because I've also been very, I don't know, just prickly, I'm gonna say. And so that was one of the things I've been working on is not um allowing myself to enter someone else's spiral. And by I mean like downward spiral, not like upward spiral. And so and I feel like have been doing a better job at this, but yesterday I did not. I started off doing really well and was at a public event. And, if someone came in and they started complaining about teenagers, which that's a whole other thing. I don't know why people are so mean to teenagers, but complain about them or whatever. I didn't let myself get into it. I just, said, uh-huh, uh-huh, okay, okay, until they were bored with me not, replying back to them. And so I did so good. And then later that day, I did not. And I got pulled into another spiral and was reactive. And then later was like, gosh darn it, why did I do that? I was so mad at myself. So first thing I did was I remembered Casie saying that if anything's from the outside, get the spiky pointy stones. So I got the amethyst and then the oh my
Citrine?
mind just Thank you. I'm like, whoo,
Citrine.
my mind went blank on that one. Yes, citrine. Got those out and feel better about those, and was even holding them and some quartz while you were reading that part of my book, which I feel like I need to go back and read that. So I got that out. And then I also wrote kind of my own little tarot spread, and this was very helpful. It helped me kind of get into how did it happen? What is my lesson? And then what inner work can I do? Because, obviously I need to kind of have some better barriers. And then my own recognition, because looking back on it, I felt it happening and I didn't, instead of like, I felt myself getting pulled into a spiral. I didn't stop it. I just got angry that I was getting pulled into it, if that makes sense, which is really dumb looking back on it. Like, okay, if I recognized it, I should have stopped it instead of just reacting to the fact that it was happening, if that makes sense. Anyway, so I did my tarot spread, journaled about it, felt much better. Have my little pointy stones. And yeah, so if anyone else find yourself in a situation where you're wondering if you could have reacted better, I I do like tarot or oracle cards for that because it does help you just dig further into why. And the other thing I had to do, which the tarot card spread did help me with, is that just accept it of myself, like I don't know, I feel like I let everyone else do this, so I'm going to let myself as well, and I'll move on as well.
I love
Okay.
that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was a quite the morning for me. The other thing is in my quest of just being creative and artsy and just doing whatever I can to create joy and, something, I found this on Pinterest. Oh, hold on. Okay. I think it was called like fairy alphabet or something like that. So it gives you like, this is how you would write A, B, C, and then here's an example on how you write on it. And then it gives you punctuation, how you would separate the words. And so I just took some time last night to do that. And so I started it. I started this one. And then my 6-year-old was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. And so she sat and watched me do this one. And then I had these two little vines with no flower. So then I was like, well, I'm going to look up flower ideas. So then I drew a flower. And all this is up on Pinterest. I found this is a flower, and I can attach these in our newsletter too. But um, yeah, I got to create my own little kind of hidden message and be creative and artsy. And I'm going to keep adding to this and adding more flowers and little messages. And yeah, this was so much fun. I've sent it to a few people who don't agree with me at all. And they're like, this is hard. I don't know what you're doing with this. But I enjoy it. And I think it's really pretty.
I just absolutely love it. I just absolutely love it.
Thank
So it's
you.
it's it's the vine, and then
Mhm.
everything, the little leaves that you put on that vine are the symbols for every single letter of the alphabet. And so you're spelling out something with the little mark that lets you know that that's a word. So I,
Yeah.
I just I have to practice. I'm obsessed with that. I'm going to have to really
Yeah.
work at that.
I was too. When I saw this, I was like, I have to do this right now. Like
Yes.
it's happening. And even so my 6-year-old last night, she was like, can I sleep with you? And I'm like, that's fine, but I'm not going to bed. So I still had my lamp on and I got my book out, and she was like, what is this? Like to her, this was magic right here.
It
Yeah, it was,
is.
yeah, it was so
It's a,
cool. And
it's
if
like a
you,
secret language.
yeah, it is. It is so fun. And if you get on Pinterest, there are tons of these. So I think this one, I think it was like fairy alphabet. There's dragon, there's oh, now I can't even think. There's so many. Um,
Do
yeah,
that.
yeah, I recommend it. It was so much fun. Let's see. I think that was all I had on here today. Yeah.
I have a newer phone now. I just recently got a phone and I had to drop Pinterest with my other phone because I didn't have enough memory. It kept,
Yeah, it'll take a lot.
yeah. And this phone has a lot more memory in it, so I'm going to have to go back onto Pinterest. And I've
Yeah.
I haven't gotten around to it, but now, geez, I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah, got some motivation.
Mhm.
Yep, I love it. Yeah, let me know. Send me pictures if you do it. I just, oh, I love it. Yeah, there's just something about it. Like you said, it's like a little secret language, and
It
it's so
is.
Yeah, it's so cool. When I was in sixth grade, one of my best friends and I, we did create our own secret alphabet and we would write each other notes and pass them to each other in the halls. Maybe it was seventh grade. No, I don't. Anyway, it was way back when. But I remember a boy getting a hold of it and he went and told on us to the teacher.
Oh
And he
no.
acted like we were witches. He was like, "Did you see what they're doing? Did you see what they're writing?" Like it was like he thought we were like summoning demons when really it was like, "Oh, that boy over there in the blue shirt's really cute." Yeah, whatever. But yeah, it was so funny. It reminded me of that too. It kind of takes me back to being a kid again. Oh, this.
And those are like little symbols.
Mhm.
The each one of those letters is a little bit of a symbol. And uh, on one of my journeys into the universe, well, more than one, I'd be at places where they kept wanting to have me settle down and look at these symbols. They would show me all kinds of symbols, and I was supposed to learn what they meant. And what they were, you know, how you have that intuitiveness where you can just know something. And so, like, and they say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. That's what these symbols would be. And so you would
Oh,
look at the squiggle of a line or this or whatever, and you couldn't have a thought about it. You would just have a knowingness.
mhm. Yeah, like a download or something.
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
wow. Yeah. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, I love that. And I think I don't know, in my brain, so I've never done that before, obviously, but when you go to museums and you see some of those old carvings with the symbols,
Hmm.
and even if you don't know what they mean, it still smacks you in the face with some kind of knowledge. And you might be looking at it and not knowing, but you know that like this is so important for some
Hmm.
reason. Yeah. Oh, I can't even imagine being in like a whole other realm and like getting to see all that. And yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with symbols, all kinds of symbols. I don't know. Oh, here it is. It's not that far to reach. This is this is the Dictionary of Symbols. It's
What?
by Luningman, Liungman, Carl, and it's just full of every kind of symbol you can think of, and it gives a definition
Wow.
and where it's from.
Yeah. So it's like
You
across
know,
different cultures and stuff like that.
across different cultures, everything. Yes, yes,
Wow. Oh, that is
yes.
fascinating.
Yeah,
Oh, so
yeah.
cool.
I, sometimes when I'm in you get into these moods where you just don't know what to think,
Yep.
or don't know
That's me right
don't
now.
know where to
Yep.
go. Sometimes
Yeah.
that I'll pull out his book, so I keep his book real handy. So sometimes I'll pull out his book and I'll just go through and look at the symbols, and every once in a while some symbol will kind of like jump out at me, and then I'll read a little bit about the history of that symbol, where it came from.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's a good idea. Yeah, that book looks amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the few books that I've ever paid a lot of money for. And it turns out you can get it for paperback for just like a normal paperback price. But at the time, this was before Amazon and everything. And I mean, I've had this book for 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, before that whole print on demand
Yeah.
craze, which is good, but yeah, I get that. Yeah, I love that. I need to look up that book. Um, okay, so while I was on Pinterest and looking at the that's not a language, but the letters and the alphabets, that's what I'm trying to say. One of the things that like just threw itself in front of me were divination through matches. And I thought it was so cool. And there were photos, with examples, and it just like struck me right in the chest. So it's something that I'm going to try. I need to see if I even have matches. But I got to thinking, what are all the different divination tech methods out there? And so I Googled that and I was fascinated with this list because some of it are things that you and I talk about. Some are things that I just do on my own. I didn't even know that that's what I was doing. So I thought we could kind of go through the list together.
Oh,
We
yeah.
won't go through all of them because there were a lot, but we'll go through some of the top ones. Um, So obviously tarot is on there, which we talk about that, all the time. So I'm going to skip over that one. Runes was on there. That is one that we don't really do much with those. I have some. I don't know. I'll sometimes pull one out to put on my altar for certain things, but I don't use them for readings. Have you ever used runes?
Not that much. I
Yeah.
have some. I have not done enough with them yet.
Yeah, same here. Um, I Ching was the one that popped up. So this one is reading oh, hold on, hexagrams and the combination of yin and yang lines. So that one came up with the matches. So I don't know if they're tied together or if Google just put them together for me. So I thought I'm going to look into both of those because I thought that was kind of an interesting one. Pendulum readings, we talk about that one. Um, let's see, automatic writing. So this is when you just write what you don't even think, you just start writing. It could be words, symbols, color, whatever you have. That one I've done before, and I do enjoy that one a lot.
It
Have you
works
done
on the
that one?
computer too. Yes, it works on the
Oh,
computer too.
yeah. Yes. Oh, that's a great idea. Um, psychometry. I'm not
Psychometry.
sure.
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
when you can feel everything and like when you go to your thrift stores.
Yes, yeah. And so I did not even know that. Well, I didn't even know it had a word, which of course it does. And so, yes, the ability to read the energy of an object. And that is definitely one of the things that I do a lot of. And when I was a little girl, I was probably like in fifth grade, and I read a story about a girl who picked up a cup at an antique store and had like a download of like the whole history of this cup, all this stuff. And I cried when I read it because it resonated with me so much.
Yes.
But at that time of my life, I was still like, and it's still all pretend, like whatever. So as an adult, I'm like, yeah, that was my life. Um, Scrying is an old English or to take out dimly or to reveal. So scrying is a practice of divining the future by looking into a reflective surface, such as water, crystal ball, a mirror, smoke, fire, ink, or even oil on your palm. That is one I have not tried. Have you tried that one?
Hmm.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
like that one?
if you it, yes, yes, because I'm a high visual,
Mhm.
so that activates my visual, and sometimes that's pretty helpful.
Yeah. Nice. Smoke scrying was on here separately. Capnomancy. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, so feel free to laugh at me in the comments, everybody who's listening. Um, and so that is looking at the smoke, obviously reading the shapes and the symbols to interpret messages. I just like doing this anyway. Sometimes I don't even try to interpret. I just like watching it and just seeing what the smoke does. Um, tea leaf readings. I've heard you talk about this and you've had them done even
Yeah, and
lately,
Monica's
right?
coming on our
Yes.
podcast, and she's
Yes.
a
Yeah.
tea leaf reader. Yes,
Yeah.
Grandma used
I
to do
was,
that. Yes.
yeah. Okay. I was thinking that someone in your family did too. Okay. Yeah. I think it is fascinating. That is one of the things I would really like to learn how to do that. And I do make a lot of teas with, loose leaf teas. So I feel like it's something I should learn. Crystal ball reading, gazing into the sphere made of crystal quartz is what this one says. It is said to amplify your psychic abilities, allowing you to see messages from the universe more clearly. Have you tried this?
Yeah. And it,
Yeah.
it it does. Yes.
Does it really? Okay.
Yes. Yes. Well, of course, the crystal. Okay, so remember it's in a round shape,
Yeah.
and so that's going to work on something within yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And so you're going to enhance something within you, your ability to see. And so if I use the crystal ball, uh, you could use any kind of round stone. Actually, any
Okay.
round stone will work, but the crystal, of course, is the easiest one. What it'll do for me is it's almost like far-sighting. It's having helping me to see something far away, something that
Hmm.
I need to see, or
Yeah.
a future event or something. It's like a little mini
Really?
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Okay.
in the thing. I don't see it inside of it.
Yeah.
It'll pop up someplace over here, depending on when it's going to happen. If it's pretty urgent, it'll be pretty in this position. A little over here, it'll be a little bit later. I can tell by where it's going to show up.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I wouldn't even known that. So it's not necessarily what you're seeing in the ball. The ball is like the amplification or whatever
Yeah.
to help you
I imagine
get
like the
your vision.
ball is my eye inside me. The ball becomes inside of
Oh,
me. And
uh-huh.
it's like it comes from the table up into me. And the next thing I know, that it's projecting like like a projector lens.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That's how
Ooh,
I have always used it. So I'm
yeah.
sure there's lots of other ways to use it, but that's how I've always used it. Where
Yeah.
I become one with the ball, or the ball becomes one with me.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for explaining that. That is so helpful. I do want to try that.
Any stone will work, you know, any
Hmm.
stone.
Yeah. Okay. And a round stone.
Yeah, well, if you're going to have a pointy stone and you do that with a pointy stone, it's going to have a direction towards something. Uh,
Oh.
it's not
Oh.
going to necessarily go around like this.
Yeah.
It's going to have a direction towards something, and maybe that's something important.
Hmm.
You have a
Okay.
very important thing that you need to know about. Then you might use a, a wand or a pointy quartz.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
a
So if
single
that's not
point.
what you want, then stick with the round.
Right. Like if you want
Yeah.
to just if you show me something or show me kind of the feeling of something or something like that, then it's more round. And then if it's and if it's got a double terminated with points on both ends, then it's something for you as well as for out there, a particular thing that you're working toward both ways.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Oh, that I love that. Another one on here is astrology. So using charts and transits, it says. Um, and it's talking about how there's a lot more than just Western astrology. There's tropical, sidereal, Chinese, Vedic, Draconic, and more. So I didn't know that. Um, and yep, it uses your birth charts and then the current sky transits. And I find this fascinating too. I don't know that much about astrology. I have done like my birth chart, I've done the human design chart, I've done stuff like that that's based on it. And it is always really fascinating. But I think one of the things that I really like about just anything that has to do with astrology or the sky or whatever is just kind of our history with the planets and, people who have been reading the planets and what that means to them and how that's shaped our beliefs and our cultures and everything else. Even for people who don't believe in astrology, you are living lives that were shaped by people who did believe in astrology. And I think that is so fascinating.
Well, just every position that any a planetary star or like the moon, everything when it's in a certain position, it's going to give the our planet, and depending on where you're located at the time that you're born, it's going to have a different frequency.
Yeah.
Between the frequency from the gravity that we have, and everything gives off its own plasma, like the sun brings out the plasma, and then we've got all kinds of different vibrations coming from all these different heavenly bodies.
Mhm.
So it will influence the zygote. You're this little tiny zygote inside your mom. It's going
Yeah.
to it's going to influence it, tell you which way to go. Just like I
Yeah.
was saying about the stone, if it's got a point on it, it's going to have you go this way.
Mhm.
Or we were talking
Yeah.
about the Ebner effect and how plants, when a certain a frequency is, you've got a zapper, a taser going or something kind of close that's going to draw the plant to grow in that direction. Well,
Yeah.
it's the same thing with the planetary arrangement and where you are on this planet
Mhm.
and what elevation you're at. Of course, that they take that into account too. So if you're
Yeah.
up high, like in Denver, it's going to be different if you go just a couple hundred miles away and you're down in the plains.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think about the elevation.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is so fascinating. Yeah. I
So
love all that.
it influences the zygote,
Hmm.
how you develop. You become
Yeah.
like that plant that is drawn to the in the Ebner effect, drawn to the frequency.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. And I even wonder, based on where you're born, and I don't know, I've done no research on this, but whenever I go back to where I was born, which is in Oregon, it's home. Like it is home to me every time. And
Mm.
so it's to the point where I don't even like it's hard to leave. And I would go vacation there every year if I could, just because my entire body settles down. Like everything is slower inside my brain. Like I can't even explain it. But yeah, it is home when I go back there. And yeah, I just love it. And
That is interesting. Yes.
yeah. And I don't know, it could have nothing to do with being born in that area. It could be something else. It could be because the oceans or the mountains. I don't know. But yeah, it is home, like for sure. I know it for a fact. Um, the other thing I think is fascinating about astrology, and I've never read anything about this. I can't find anything on it yet, but so it's based on, where we're born and things like that. But we are also kind of not born, but we come in with our moms because we're already in our moms when they're born, because we're made inside of our grandmothers. And we're in our moms because she's born with all of her with her, what am I trying to say? In her ovaries. Oh my gosh, my train of thought just left. Um, and so we're already there. So I wonder like what impact that has on us too. Is that like like a little sub astrology thing for us, or does it have no impact on us at all? Um, but yeah, it's a weird question. I don't even know how to Google it correctly to
I
look it
think
up.
it would. There's a
Yeah.
really good book called Yesterday, Today, and Forever by Jean Dixon. And she lets you know any day of the year that a person is born on. She'll tell you what kind of person you are. And I remember when my sister first got that book, I said, don't even bother reading because I figured it was going to be wrong. And Carol says, no, just wait. So she read like the first sentence or so of our birthday thing. And she was like, oh my God, right on. She was just exactly right. And so then I read all these other dates for all the other people that I knew. And it's like, oh my God, that woman really does know everything.
Yeah.
Jean
Oh my.
Dixon was a big astrologer, in the
Yeah.
old days.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And what was the book called again?
Yesterday, Today, and Forever. I think that's
Okay.
what it's called. Yesterday, Today, and Forever. I have that
Okay.
in the other room. I don't think I keep it here. Yeah, I don't pull that one up that often. I
Yeah.
used to have a couple of copies of it, but I've given away all my copies except for my one.
Got to keep that one. Yeah. Ooh, that's
Yeah.
a good one. Um, let's see here. Okay. So here are some other ones I thought were interesting. I'm probably going to say them wrong, but um, alluromancy, which is divining through the use of flour, like baking flour.
Oh, right. Yes.
That seems like that would be something that you could almost do every day, if you're baking and you have to make things anyway. And what a wonderful way to kind of do two things at once. You're baking and you're, you know, doing
Well,
a
when
dinner.
grandma would cook, when she would make things, she didn't measure things out. She had them in these big bowls that she had. And she said that, there's lines in her bowl just from age. You could see the lines, in the bowl. They were pottery bowls.
Yeah,
And she said as you add, of course, you only use ingredients that are absolutely the best ingredients, the best that you can get. And then she'd say that as for every single thing you put in, as you put in, you're sending love to everybody in the family that's going to eat it. So
yes,
everybody will love this. Everybody will feel the love, you know. And so
yeah,
she would just very carefully pour in this and pour in that, and crack in the egg, and you know, and she was so. I was when uh, I was living on my own, and I'd go visit her every Thursday for the longest time. Uh, I'd take the bus to go to her house and spend the night and then go back to work from there the next morning. And
mhm,
every day she would teach me a little bit more every Thursday about how to cook with the intent
yeah,
of making it wonderful for the people who are having it. Like
yeah,
it was a potion.
yeah, it is. Oh, I love that. What a, yeah, what an excellent reminder. I mean, she turned something that I hate doing into something that is an honor, you know? So I like that mindset around it of, even if I'm just even I'm just cutting an apple up for somebody, I can do that with love so that they, feel that. And yeah, I love that so much. I love that reminder too.
And like I've said before, like even when we do things for ourselves, we do it with a good intention of love. Like when I color my hair, now I don't have to do it but once a month. It doesn't grow very fast anymore. But so when I'm doing it, I'm sending love to myself at the time. I'm pampering myself and making sure that I'm making sure this is my time. When I do that, it's it's
Yeah.
it's my time to
Yeah.
nurture, to kind of pat my hand, sort of.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And I remember it was probably a year ago or maybe less when you had said that one time in a podcast, and that switched me in because I hate dyeing my hair, hated. But now when I do it, I'm like, okay, it's time to pamper myself. It's time to,
Hmm.
make myself feel good with the outcome of what I'm doing.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, why wouldn't we just do it that way instead of being like,
Hmm.
oh, come on, I don't want to do it. I don't want to take the time.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
yeah, that really helped my mindset of I'm doing this for me and I need this and I'm going to feel good when it's done.
And
Um,
Al would say, "Well, go have somebody else do it," and I'm like, "Oh, I want to do it."
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm going to do it for myself. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
Well,
Um,
there are people who, when they work on you, they send you so much energy and everything, but so many places that are out there, they're just really loud, and
yeah.
everyone's talking and things are crazy. So that's
Mhm.
okay when you're in a mood where you need that, you want to be out there. But
Yeah.
sometimes I just need to have, you know, some nourishment come into me. So the hair color and the creams that I use or anything that I do is nurturing me.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I love that. And yeah, I agree. There are some times getting my hair when I've gotten my hair done where I just know that they can't wait to get me out of the chair. It has nothing to do with me. They're just done, right?
Yes,
They're ready to
yes,
go home or whatever it is. And to sit there and just feel that kind of soaking into you the whole time is
yes.
like, oh, I don't want to go back. I don't want to do that. But yeah, at home, I get to put love into it and yeah, do whatever I need to do. Uh, um, okay. So we don't have much time, but I thought
Oh,
this
yeah.
one was kind of funny. Um, anthropomancy is divining of messages through human entrails. So I don't know who would have the opportunity to get to do that.
Yeah,
But
grandma used to do that with animal entrails.
yes, yeah.
She
So
would
I thought
know.
the human one was very specific. Um, I did like the bird patterns and sightings. I hear people talk about that a lot. I do like those. We have I don't even know what bird it is, but it's a black bird and they are so loud and they migrate and it's over a specific road that goes through our town. It's like they're following the road and there is so many of them that the sky just goes black while they're going over and they are so loud. It is one of the coolest things that I have ever seen. It happens once a year and um I'm trying to even think what time of year it is, but oh my gosh, I love it. You can hear it from so far away and it is just a mass migration. So yeah, I like watching what the birds are doing. I don't know, I've never like tried to divine anything out of it, but I still like just watching their
That is
patterns
really
and what
cool.
they're doing.
Yes,
Yeah, it is
yes.
cool. Like the first time I saw it, it was kind of scary because I had never seen anything like that before. And it's so interesting. They follow the exact same road every year, so they must know that path. Yeah, it is so cool.
It is.
So
It really
yeah,
is.
I will include a link to this website that I found that has a list of the all of the divination methods. It says the complete list, and I'm assuming it's pretty close if it's including human entrails on there. Because that's a very unique one. But yeah, this is so fascinating. And I liked it as a reminder of the fact that you don't have to let anybody control how you get your messages or how you access yourself, your intuition or messages from the universe. Like there are people, doing it all, looking at flower, just all different kinds of ways. I really liked that. And as somebody who doesn't like to follow the rules, um, and prefers the chaos a little bit, I liked that you can get your get your messages from pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
So I liked that kind of lesson in there.
Yeah, they all want to help. Everything, pick me, they're all saying. You
Yeah,
know, as you
yeah.
walk across the driveway, the little rocks, pick me.
I have a message. Yep. No, I love
Oh,
that.
she's coming close. She might pick me today.
Yep. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, I think, yeah, today was such a good podcast. What did we learn today? Divination through anything you want, basically. And tarot card spreads in the circle and the spiral, which I
Mhm.
think is so cool. And yeah, learning a new alphabet that can give you a secret language or just fun art project.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So, okay, awesome. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody. And we will see you next week. I think we have a guest on next week. So, yeah, it's going to be fun.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.